Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my very first official video and I'm gonna make Hungarian pancakes. Two sentences about me. I'm Hungarian and I live in Northern Ireland and I have three problems. I love to eat, I hate cooking, and I have ADHD. If you didn't know, ADHD people tend to eat the same food all the time, and this is what's happening to me. And it really bothers me now. So I decided to start cooking and record it and share it with the rest of the world, hoping that I can eat different food because I had enough. I learned this recipe when I was 13. So if I could do it as a 13-year-old, you're going to be fine. It's easy, it's quick, and it's so yummy. So you're going to need a bowl and plain flour. So don't buy the self-raising one because it's not going to work. 350 grams of flour. Then we will have to put in a pinch of salt, not too much, maybe 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You can't put too much sugar in it because it's gonna help to burn it. There you go. And before we put in anything else, we're just gonna mix this a little bit. And now we're gonna need 1 egg, some flour oil. I don't really measure, I just go by the look, and it is perfect. And the next ingredient is gonna be milk. I have to take the lactose free because I'm lactose intolerant, unfortunately. And that should be like 3 deciliters maybe. And now we will have to mix this together. You can do as much as you can with your little spoon. And later on you can swap for a whisk if that makes you feel more comfortable. And it should look like this at this point. If it's too heavy to mix, like here, it means it wants a little bit more milk. It is too hard to mix. So I put a little bit. There you go. And keep mixing. Yep, this is what we wanted. I put a little bit of more milk in it, and now I'm gonna smooth this with this blender. Okay, so this is what we should have for now. And now the secret ingredient, which is sparkling water. You can use just completely normal still water. It's gonna be different. If you use a sparkling water, it's gonna be so much more amazing. It's gonna be light and fluffy and amazing, believe me. The consistency has to be not too runny, not moving at all. You just go bit by bit. Not more than this. And you go ahead and you start to mix. And yes, this is how it should look like. And they will blend. It just takes a little time for the dough to pick up the sparkling water. I have to add a teeny tiny bit, not more than this, and I blend. Don't add too much water because it can ruin everything for you. But also, if you use a different flour than me, or a different oil, or a smaller egg or a bigger egg, your consistency will be completely different. So you have to experiment a teeny tiny bit just to make sure you get what you need. And now I check the consistency. Yes, this is what you need. It's running off, but not too thin. And now this is done. So we have to leave this here for about 20 minutes. So 20 minutes later, we are here. And you can tell that after 20 minutes, this is like a little bit more thick. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water. It happens. And as always, we go little by little, not more than this, and mix. If you leave the dough too thick, it's not going to be a nice pancake. So you have to go back to that perfect consistency. And you can see it's nicer, but it will need a little bit more, not too much. That's it. Anyway, once you make your first one, you will know if it's good or not. There you go. Now I'm going to turn this on. It has to be low heat, and we have to wait until it heats up, because if you start it cold, it's going to be crap. And I put a little bit of oil in here because we will have to put some oil in here, otherwise the whole thing will stuck, which we don't want. And I'm still waiting on this because it's not hot enough. As long as we wait, I can put some oil, and even the oil can help you to tell if it's hot enough. I don't suggest to use like a too big one, because your pancakes will be too big and it's not ideal. This is like a 20 centimeter one, I believe, because yeah, 20. This is doing absolutely nothing. You don't have to put too much oil, but you will need some, otherwise your pancake will stuck. We are still not there. Okay, here we are, it's hot enough. So what we have to do here, I pick up the dough with this ladle and I put it in here and I start to move it around, and I want to make sure that the dough covers the whole thing. And because it's going really slowly, I can tell that the dough is still a little thick. So this is going to be the first pancake. And you can see here it's still going. So you keep doing this until it stops. And you put it here and we wait. So now we have to fix the dough. Actually, the first pancake is always crop, so don't be offended because it's always the way. And we mix. And you just have to leave it here. It will take a minute or two, and we will have to flip it on the other side. But it's too early because you can tell it's still shiny. If it gets a little bit more matte, and you're gonna be able to tell from the side if it's good enough, but it's not yet. Maybe a little bit more. But don't overdo it. I know I told you this 45 times already, but if it's too much, it's gonna be harder to fix it up. Now this is good. Perfect. Okay, so it will take a few minutes, and you will need a tool, something like this, because that's how you're gonna check if it's getting ready to flip. You just start to poke the edge, and from here you can tell it's still not good. We are not there yet, so we wait. Another minute later. Now it looks like I'm gonna be able to flip. There you go. But it's still not the perfect one. But I told you the first one is always crop. The other side always be done a lot quicker than the first page. But make sure you're not gonna burn it. But if you don't keep it on too high, it won't burn. But this part is because we put some sugar in it, and if you overdo the sugar, you can burn it like a lot easier. And the way I check if it's done or not, I start to move it around, and you can tell it's totally not sticking anymore. It means that it's done, but it's a very light color, so I will give it another few seconds. But believe me, the second one will be better. And now when it's ready to go, you just simply slide it on your little plate. And I like to put a little bit of oil after each pancakes just to make sure it won't stick. Okay, and now the second one. And I'm coming again. Oh yes, this is the perfect consistency when you can see it's running smoothly. And I follow with my ladle just to make sure I fill up all the gaps. And I keep going until I can see the dough is moving around. And when it can't go more, I'll stop. But you shouldn't leave these things because it gets too thick here, but I forgive myself for this. So now we have to wait until it gets good enough to flip it. After 1 minute, you can tell that it's not there at all because it won't let me go that deep down. And I can tell I will need less of the dough because it got thick enough, which I don't want because once I roll it, it will not be that good. Not done yet. Before you flip the pancake, always go around the whole edge because it will make it easier to flip. And also you can tell it's still sticky here, so I know it's not done yet. It will need another few seconds. Now I can try. That's how you know if it's done on the other side, that this whole thing comes off. There you go. The other side always done easier, and you always check if it's ready to go, and if it's a yes, you just let it go. Now next one. Okay, so this time I'm gonna put a little bit less. Oops. Yeah, you just play around, take your time. And it's not cheating. This is not the most beautiful one, but it will be tasty. It is time to check again. There you, oopsie, there you go. Hiya, oopsie. There you go. Sometimes it happens that you have these little bubbles. Don't worry about them, it's completely fine. But this one is done. This time I'm not gonna put oil underneath. This is what happens if you don't pay attention and you overdo it. Well, the hard part is done, and here is the fun part because we're gonna stuff these little pancakes. I got 16 of them, so it was kind of a good amount. The first thing I'm gonna do cinnamon. I know it's so weird, but it's so tasty. 2 teaspoons of icing sugar and 1 spoon of cinnamon, and I mix these together, and I'm gonna put it on the top of the pancake. It is so, so nice. I know it's weird to believe. I know, but if you try it, you will understand what I'm talking about. It is so, so nice. The next one will be my other favorites, obviously, but let's stick with this first. And you don't go too over the sides because the stuff will fall out. So once you feel that you put enough, you just roll it up and put it on another plate. And the next one is going to be my personal favorite, which is cocoa powder. And I don't mind to put a little bit more in it because it's gonna be so so nice. And you roll it again. So it is really really not that hard to do because it is just going simple. And I love biscoff spread, so I would highly recommend to try this one because this is so so nice. And also the Nutella. Nutella is lovely, but don't put too much in it because it will melt quickly. My plate is so empty. I'm so full. I only ate four and I can't eat more. It is really fulfilling. I made only 16 pancakes because I'm on my own and I don't have anybody to share food with. But if you have a family, obviously you should make more. You simply just double the amounts I give you at the start, and also the whole recipe is in the description box below, so you're not gonna lose it. I really hope you like this video. Next time I'm gonna make my favorite soup, Hungarian soup, and that soup will go perfectly with these pancakes. So stay around. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked the video and see you in the next one. Bye.